funny, isn't it, with the ex-royals? Every sort of couple of days is a brand new refit, isn't it? A reboot, as the kids call it, you know. They've got another idea, and it's another idea that apparently we're going to lap up with great fortune and no doubt buy into. Now, this, as you can imagine, is a huge problem for their one remaining big deal, the streaming giant Netflix, because as you can imagine, when Meghan and Harry now go to sit down with them, or indeed their team, what you have to remember is you've got two people that are clueless, and I mean that in the nicest possible way, but clueless about making programming. As someone who has had programs commissioned, made them, put them together, there are all sorts of problems before it actually gets to the screen. One of the biggest ones, you know, you can come up with a brilliant idea and you tell them it and they say, oh yeah, lovely. Who have you got to voice it over? Who have you got to host it? And when you say yourself, they sort of go quiet and you know that the job's over. Truly, that's showbiz for you. But on a more serious note, as we now know, Harry and Meghan have decided to turn themselves into something of movie moguls with their very first big production after paying a few million quid for the rights of a book called Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune. And I think what's interesting here is this, that, you know, it's obviously a big epic production to do. And according to a very good source, Meghan has always been inspired by the fact that Madonna herself moved into the world of movie making. What she didn't realize was, of course, that Madonna may have moved in to the world of movie making, but not with great success. As you can imagine, she had a bash, didn't really come off that well, did it? But that's not a problem for Meghan or indeed Harry, who possibly see themselves now as two global icons pushing forward in the world of media. But as ever, we can tell you something rather exclusive first on the show. Now, Netflix are very keen to push ahead, really, with anything, in fact, from Harry and Meghan. As we know, they've still got that Invictus Games documentary, the Bend That Pearl thing, because they didn't like it. But there's new brooms at the top of Netflix, which Harry and Meghan are hoping to attach themselves to as thrusting forward thinkers, you know, making programming that people would like. What you have to look at with Netflix and all major broadcasters, including the likes of Paramount Plus and Disney, they're getting a lot of misfires, very expensive misfires. One of the biggest things of late to come out Paramount Plus was none other than Yellowstone, starring the very much liked and esteemed actor Kevin Costner. That's because he has a great name background, as you can imagine. But Harry and Meghan plough on. But here's the deal. Netflix, you see, like the idea of Meghan making an appearance. She doesn't want to allegedly return to acting. Stop it. But the bottom line is they said, well, what about if you were to pop up Ayla Alfred Hitchcock? Now remember, Hitchcock always appeared in his own movies in uncredited cameos, and it was the sort of thing that you had to look out for, you know. He was a bit of an old ham that liked to be seen and, you know, pushing forward, making sure that he left his indelible mark on his own movie productions. Meghan quite likes this idea. So does Harry, but as those people who witnessed his acting skills on that Travelist documentary, perhaps he should return maybe to method acting, or indeed perhaps relooking at taking some lessons. But trust me, the only way they can sell this product, and they will not be producers, they will simply be executive producers working with people underneath them, who they will then take the credit for, and basically it will come out as a Harry and Meghan production. Meanwhile, all these very highly paid professionals will be the ones that make this latest project from Harry and Meghan finally come to fruition. But would you pay to see an uncredited cameo from both Harry and Meghan in their brand new Netflix drama? As ever, over to you. Neil Shawn in the very heart of Yorkshire.